The first question I've got for you is, why do you have a lesbian haircut?
It's a good question, mate. It's a good question. I think I'm just going through like a mini midlife crisis.
Second question I've got, are you auditioning for the next John Wick movie?
Well, you know, X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? His name's Logan Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that based off?
Ah.
When I was at a park when I was 7 years old. What's the movie director called again from that? He scouted me basically at the park.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was doing keepy ups and he was just like, I need to make a movie about you. Yeah.
What's it like getting like stopped in the streets asking for like autographs and
people
come up going, you're Wolverine?
Yeah, the first 300-400 times was all right, but now it's just like, you know, I'm walking down the aisle of Lidl and it's like, look, I'm here to buy some prawns.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I'm just trying to feed my kid in Nando's.
Exactly.
Leave me alone.
Just, you know, I'm a human person. I'm a human as well.
Oh, mate. Mate, in all seriousness, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and it's been like, it's probably a good thing that it's like kind of been put off for a while, because so much like subject matter that we've even just talked about off camera that we can cover. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to speak to you was because we're about roughly the same age.
Yeah.
I know I look a bit younger, but
3-4 years difference, but
yeah. It's one of them things where we've got a similar training background, similar age, similar values, similar. We do jiu-jitsu together now. Similar size businesses. Like, you got a really good business.
facial hair.
Yeah. One thing I just need to do is do some like PRP treatments on my hair follicles, and then I'll be able to grow my hair like you.
Well, my beard doesn't grow, so I have to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not very good here, so I just leave it there.
Do you end up looking like Mattis Yahoo?
Yeah, literally, or David Brent.
So, if we rewind a little bit, you've got Complete Commando.
Yeah.
You're now a social media sensation, going viral nearly every post. And
don't know about that, but
well, I commented on one of your posts, and I think I've had more likes on that comment on one of your posts than I've ever had on an actual post of mine.
I think the comment got more likes than the video.
Yeah. I think it got like about 2,000 likes or something like that. Wow. And still to this day, it must be about 4 or 5 months ago this happened.
That's class, man.
And I still get likes on it to this day. And was it like because before, I don't know whether I wasn't seeing it, but was it a conscious decision to like start making like sort of satire content like that?
Do you know, like with my personal page, the only thing I changed was I stopped making content for anyone else. So I literally post what entertains me. And I've lost loads of followers because I talk about some controversial stuff as well. But I just literally make a video that I think is funny. Yeah. And I put something that I believe, like I'll see a reel and I'm like, yeah, I believe in that, boom. I'm not, whereas I used to go, oh, what will my clients think, or what will potential clients think, or what will this person think, and it just got like really like stressful and overwhelming. I was like, what am I doing this for? Like, who's this for ultimately? So that's all that I changed. Just made it about myself. That's
amazing. I mean, I say that to clients as well. It's one of them things where you've got to put your fork in the sand.
Yeah.
And be like, this is what I believe in.
Yeah.
And this is what my truth is. And this is what my values are. And if you align to that, you'll gain a load of like audience, and you'll gather a load of audience. And but on the flip side of that, you'll disqualify a load of people as well.
Yeah, I've lost probably 1,000 followers. But what I kind of think of is like they were following someone who wasn't me.
Yeah.
Because they liked who I wasn't.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
100%.
Once I've shown people this is actually who I am.
Has that had a trickle effect on the business as well?
Probably.
But I think you're probably qualifying better people to your business through that.
Definitely.
I mean, I know for a fact, like through my own experience, when you start out the business, you basically take money off anyone who'll pay you because you need to get paid.
True. Yeah.
But what you end up with is a load of pain in the arse clients who expect a load from you and don't pay you enough.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Once I started living with a bit more purpose and acting in line with some proper values, man, actually I did disqualify a lot of people and I did lose a few clients, but I gained so much more.
Yeah.
And it was like such a blessing, actually.
James Smith says 90% of his problems came from 10% of his clients.
Yeah.
So he binned off that 10% and he got his peace back. That's basically what
I mean, he's a great example of like some people just do not like his stuff and then other people love his stuff.
Yeah.
But there's never any in between.
Yeah.
There's never a grey area. There's never that thing of like, yeah, he's all right. I can take him or leave him.
Yeah,
It's always, it's like Donald Trump. It's either I fucking hate him or I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
It's so like polarized that there's never like a neutral centre of it.
Yeah.
And that can be a good and bad thing on social media, especially because what you end up with is like divisive figures, and they'll have it. I'm really aligned with this person, or I absolutely hate, but there's never any like sort of neutral sort of consensus about it, and that can be tricky sometimes, especially in like the space that we sort of operate in. So talk to me. One thing I'm really fascinated about is Complete Commando. So you got a Marine background. Where did that sort of form from?
I was at Watford Centre of Excellence till I was 18. So I was like, the idea was to basically go pro as a footballer. Didn't quite work out. I got into the wrong things, i.e. women, and it messed me up, because I was like a very good footballer, was being the ultimate word. And then it didn't work out at Watford, so I was going to go to America on a scholarship, and I turned it down, ended up at a bookies, working in a bookies. My life was kind of like absolutely spiraled by this point. I was going out doing drugs and stuff like that. And then my brother was in the Royal Navy. My dad was ex-military, ex-army as well. And I just they were like, look, go and do something with your life. The Royal Marines is the hardest one. Go and do it. And I looked into it a little bit and I was like, come on in. I felt like a massive failure.
And how old were you at this point?
I was 18 when I applied. I was 19 when I joined.
Nice.
But I felt like a massive failure because my kind of personality and everything I built my life off was like, I'm a really good footballer. And when that got taken from me, it's like not midlife crisis, but like, who am I? Like, I don't know my identity, And so the Royal Marines gave me that kind of switch to like, come on, I can make something of myself here.
I love it. And how long were you in the military for?
5 years full time, another 10 years reserves, I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah. I remember being sort of 21, 22, and I basically worked on a builder's yard from leaving school. And I've always had it in my head that I was a little bit more ambitious than just settling for some random job.
Yep.
So I was like, right, I'm going to start a BTEC in construction, and then I'm going to go and be an architect. So I got a job with this housing company, and I worked there for 6 years up until I was 21, 22. And at that point, I was the same thing. Women, partying, bit of drugs, up to all sorts stuff that I'd be mortified about now.
Yeah,
my kids would do it, like
exactly.
up to that stuff. But you can't be told at that age.
Yeah.
And then at 22, I got made redundant, and I got $3,000, just over $3,000 payout, and I was balling out of control, living at my mum and dad's, $3,000 in my back pocket, an 800 quid credit card, and I would quickly realise within a week I can't drink more than 3 days in a row, and all my mates were in work, and this was in 2008 in the recession.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, I've got to do something, and I'd played football, and I got into the gym. I just started going to the gym, overweight, split up with my ex, like, I literally didn't know what I was doing, but I was just like in the gym. I was like, right, I'm going to become a PT. And I spent half of the $3,000 on a PT course, and that was it. But I had no idea what I was doing.
Good foresight though, at that age.
Yeah, like, I mean, mum and dad were like, what are you doing? You've spent 6 years in construction being an architect, proper white collar job. And now you're going to go and work the gym floor and be a PT. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And the reason was because I was in the gym one day, and I seen this PT that was like completely disinterested in the clients.
Yeah.
Just not arsed whatsoever. And I was just on the treadmill, and I was like looking at this PT saying, I could do such a better job than that.
Yeah. Why are you calling me out on your podcast? No, I despise it when you see that.
Come to think about it, he did have a goatee and a bit long hair.
He looked like a samurai, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
It is the worst when you see a PT and you're like,
yeah,
I know you're getting 30, 40 quid for this, and you do not care.
Yeah. And then, so I understand that. At what point? Because I talk about purpose all the time.
Yeah.
And I think purpose can come across like a really woo-woo sort of concept. But actually, it's not until you actually get it that you realise that you didn't have it before.
Yeah.
So I was going along, I was doing these jobs, and I was being PT, and I was doing stuff that was really, really meaningful to me, and I felt I was genuinely helping people, and I'd done it for a long time. It was like the next 10 years of my life, I was learning loads of stuff. I'd learned how to be a businessman, marketing, sales, all that. And I wouldn't say it was till I was probably like 29, 30 where I started really realising like I need like this drive and purpose. And at that point in time, like we talk about like religion and all that stuff. And I believe in God. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like a, I don't go to church all the time. But I 100% believe in God. And I looked at it and went, I wasn't acting congruent to the life I wanted to live. And it wasn't until that point where I was like, my life started actually just getting a better trajectory. Was that the case with the Marines for you?
100%. Like I was like I say, I was a good footballer and I'd always been good at sport. And then my life had spiraled into this life that I didn't recognise. And I was hanging out with like people. I was like, these are not the people I want to ever aspire to. My heroes growing up were always like professional athletes, not freaking like DJs and stuff like that. And so, the Royal Marines really shook me up and got my life back on track. And I owe a lot to the Marines. And it was like the hardest year of my life, Royal Marines training. A lot of stuff got broken off my life, a lot of baggage, a lot of mental weakness got broken off, but it set me up. And I'm so thankful to my younger self because he made the decision to go through that and stick with it. Like we started with 65 lads and I think 12 lads passed out in the end as Royal Marines. And so and I was one of them and it was like, wow, like fair play to that young man because I wanted to quit every single day, but he set me up for the rest of my life. And I'm reaping the rewards for my younger self's decisions to this day.
That's the reason.
And I honestly shudder to think where the heck I'd end up if I hadn't joined.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I'm 39 now, and I've got mates who've got like 18, 19-year-old kids now, like essentially grown-up kids. And I didn't have my first kid till 34.
Yeah,
and I'm really glad because I would have been. I like to think of myself as a really good dad now.
Yeah,
I try and teach them, I try and lead them. I do all the things a dad should do. If I was a dad at 24, I don't think I would have had that wisdom and knowledge to be the best dad I could be.
Yeah.
Even though I would have done what I needed to, but I feel like I'm really grateful actually that I became a dad at that age rather than before. It was a real learning curve for me.
I'm 36. I found that my 30s is so much more enjoyable than my 20s because I understand myself better now, and I'm like, your 20s, I still think you're kind of in that stage of like you don't know who you are, you don't know you're trying to impress people, and there's a lot of noise in your 20s. I found in my 30s, like I'm so much more stable and comfortable in myself, and when you're comfortable in yourself, you can be a much better role model and like you say, a much better father as well. So like I've definitely mellowed out more in my 30s. I'm definitely a better father. I had my first kid at like, was she now? So 26, and like I look back now, I'm like, I didn't have a freaking clue what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? And I was still trying to work myself out. Yeah. So,
do you know what? In COVID, so Becky got pregnant in COVID.
Yeah.
And we had Harry in the second lockdown in January, and kind of like the whole like TikTok era kind of came up at that point, and social media, like Instagram Reels. So you start like getting into like consumption a lot.
Yeah.
And I came across this passage. I think it's John 3:17. I might be mistaken. And it was, you may not know now, but soon you'll understand.
Yeah, John 3:17.
Yeah, and it always sticks in my mind that, and it helps me take more risks where I wouldn't have done that before.
Yeah.
Because I might not know stuff now. Yeah. I might, like when I became a dad, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really know how to nurture a sweet little kid. And I didn't know, but I will. But I will. It's like same thing with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I'm
getting beat up. I'm having adrenaline dumps outside and I'm shaking like a leaf.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get to a purple belt. All of a sudden you're a purple belt.
Yeah.
people starting to come to you advice. Oh, you're smashing it with content and podcasts, and it's like
No coincidence.
it's no coincidence.
Hard work.
But if you'd have put me in that situation 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it might not have been the case because it just didn't have that. Going back to it, that living by the moral code purpose.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, this, without sounding too out there, centered in belief, actually.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny you say that because I remember walking through Exeter when I was a young man, and there was a picture of Lionel Messi. He must have been like 20, 21 at or something at that age. And it was it was an Adidas poster, and it said, "I've worked 17 years to be an overnight success."
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. And it's like people will see like, oh, the business was doing well, or oh, it's all right for you. You've got like a yeah. Do you know how many hours I've spent? Like when I started Complete Commando in lockdown, I was doing sleepless nights trying to work out. And I'm not an editor like you, but I was like, I need to make my YouTube happen. I was like sleepless nights, hours and hours and hours behind a laptop trying to work out stuff, watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. Yeah. How do I edit? How do I clip and all?
How do I build a perfect thumbnail? What the title should be?
And like, no one sees that stuff, and they go, "It's all right for you. You got a good business going." It's like, yeah, I put hundreds of hours into this business. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So I say all the time to like clients, like, what risk is it when they're talking about like leaving a job or something that they just don't like? What risk is it that you actually taking? Because you're on like $2,500 a month or whatever, but you absolutely hate where you are. Why not go to where you want to be, take a wage cut, but find your purpose, and then the wage will come when you're passionate about something. 100%. You know what I mean?
100%. And you go through them times where it's like hard conversations with your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're living on baked beans for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, mate, I made 50 quid in my first month of PTing, and I had a 1-year-old, and my rent was 600. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're right, love.
This doesn't make sense.
Sorry, why did we leave the Marines again?
And the hard thing about it is like, you can just apply to Asda and go and stack shelves.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's something I battle with all the time of like, why do I keep putting myself in these really tough, stressful situations that not many people want to do or can do?
You can get a 9 to 5, work for someone else. As soon as you leave the office, you don't think about it.
And I'm actively choosing this.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling and I'm stressed and I'm, but at the end of it, like you say, if you get to 90 years old and like, you can look back on your life and go, do you know what? I've really lived a full life and I really, lived by what I truly believed was right.
I wasn't a coward. Mate, honestly, that's the thing for me on my deathbed. It's like, was I a coward? No, I wasn't. That's what I want to be able to say to myself.
Stood up for what I believed in.
Yeah.
I love it. And the thing for me is it kind of pass it on. Like, I got 2 boys. Will my boys grow up to be good men? Good, honourable men? Yeah. And if I can do that, I think I've won at life.
Yeah.
And that goes beyond money and goes beyond all the stuff all that stuff.
Yeah, it does.
And a thing that people say, which is quite common, is like, I do it for my kids. Actually, yeah, I do a lot of stuff for my kids and stuff. But it's something I've always battled with this stuff, is like, if I didn't have the kids, I'd still do this.
Yeah.
It'd still be something I can feel like I can genuinely help people with. And I genuinely feel like it does good for the world.
Yeah.
Putting better messages. And our whole sort of strap line is content worth sharing. Yeah, so we don't want to put just crap content out for the sake of it. We don't put crap content out for the sake of it. We could do lots of stuff where we go viral and get loads of views that wouldn't be in line with our moral compass.
Yeah.
Just look at like, you just got to look at like, some of the podcasts you see like with OnlyFans models and, certain.
Are you saying that this podcast probably isn't going to air?
Well, do you know what? Funny enough, when we first come here, T4 Engineering, who in the next office to us, said, "Do you know what? When you first came in, I thought it was an OnlyFans studio."
I thought that's what we're here today.
Yeah. I just brought you in to like sort of
got all my clothes over.
I know. And here we have the models. Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, where are you?
Oh, yeah, she's another story.
Yeah. But very quickly on that one, like, you're doing it for yourself, for your kids, and if you didn't have kids, you'd still do it. But I think that that's exactly what you are doing, is like you've taken these risks to be in this position to show your kids, look, I was working in housing, I think you said, then I went into fitness, and I could have stayed in fitness. You're probably doing well as a PT, but it's like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to pursue something else. And so the fact that you're making these risky decisions is showing your kids, is doing it for your kids. Like, look, daddy is like, Dad, I'm prepared to take risks to get what it is my purpose is.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And the only time I've ever really had any sort of success is when my back's been against the wall.
Yeah.
And I've had hard decisions to make and I've had hard work to do. And after we started late 2019, pretty much hit COVID straight away. And people are saying to us, no, you're doing really well. You're smashing the podcast. You're winning awards.
Yeah.
But actually, it's been 7 years of fucking uphill graft, mate. Like
£6,000 on a credit card.
Yeah.
Big risks.
Yeah.
Arguments in the kitchen. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, you've got £6,000 on a credit card. What you doing? Like, you know, we've got a mortgage to pay. And even now, like, you know, it's scary. Like, you get to like levels where you're like, I've never been. This is uncharted territory for us. Like, you know, I don't really know where we are, where we're going sometimes. And I always say, new levels, new devils.
Yeah,
like,
very much so.
So yeah, that's interesting. So Complete Commando's been going now for how long?
I think 2021.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think 5 years.
So you essentially take lads out and do marine training, right?
Yeah, like it's progressed. As I've got older, like you, it's like I don't just want to do military prep anymore. It's like I'm 36. I'm a dad of 3. I do jits, and so the business has developed with me developing.
Yeah.
So initially, it was solely Royal Marines training, online programming, and then I was like, it'd be cool to run some weekends, like prep weekends. I can teach map reading, navigation, etc. So we started putting those in, built the weekends to be really successful. And now I take on like business owners, and we've had people from Australia, Canada, you name it. Like we've taken them on like from mentoring. We've actually got Shell. Shell sent us one of their staff, and I've been working on like leadership and confidence building and things like that. So the business has just gone from like it's just developing as I'm developing.
Unreal, mate. One bit of value I really got from you in person and on socials as well was, with the content movement, we were really like, at one point, like I say, you're taking money off anyone who'll pay you, you're doing work up and down, and you end up with these clients who are not paying you enough and expecting loads and all that. And we were traveling all over the place. We were doing stuff in like Newcastle, Blackpool, bloody down to Birmingham, traveling everywhere. And I remember one day I was in Bolton and I was in the car on the way back and I was in traffic and it was raining on my own. I had TalkSport on and I was like just doing whatever. I just you get deep in your own thoughts a little bit and everything kind of like zones out. And I was thinking to myself, Becky's pregnant. I'm stuck in traffic. I'm spending probably 5-6 hours a day in the car for like a 2-hour thing that I'm not even getting paid that much money for. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And I need to bring this closer to me. And one bit of value I got from you, as I said, was like, you're not trying to change the world. You're kind of trying to be the master of your own kingdom.
Yeah.
And bring things firstly into your family home. How much value can I provide there? Then it's your nearby community.
Yeah. Your sphere of influence.
Your sphere of influence. And once I started doing that, like I say, like all like our clients now, I think 10 miles is probably our furthest clients, like North Wales, in Queen's Ferry. And it's like just that bringing it, rather than trying to do all this and trying to be this big, massive company, by bringing it in and kind of using a market term, niching down into that like smaller community, everything's got better. Yeah. My work-life balance has got better. My stress levels got better. The business is making more money.
Community.
The kids are in better spirits. They're getting a better version of me at home.
Yep.
And it's just unbelievably more effective than trying to like do this.
Yeah. Change the world.
Change the world.
Can I tell you where that comes from? Because I was doing what you're describing as well, and I was doing, trying to. I'd see stuff on the news, and I'm like, getting fuming about stuff happening in like Israel and all that. And then I work for an online child protection team. Like it's voluntary, but we basically catch pedos. Yeah, everyone was talking about Epstein's Island. They were fuming. I'm seeing all these people, and obviously, rightly so. It's disgusting. But I put a post out saying, "Hey, if you are like fuming about the Epstein stuff and paedophilia and that, we have a team that works in a local community. It's all, kosher with the police, so to speak, and we do it legally." message me or thumbs up if you want to get involved. About 10 people said yes. I was, hold on a second. There's 400 people on my Instagram that are fuming. But when it comes to actually doing something in your local community, trust me, there is hundreds of paedophiles in this area, hundreds, who are like doing disgusting stuff that we can catch. As soon as you start framing it to people, like you can actually make a difference, like no one wants to know.
Yeah.
And that taught me a massive thing. It's like, don't worry about Epstein's Island. Don't worry about Iran. Don't worry about those things that obviously, like, know about them. You can't change any of them. What you can change is your local area. You can check, like, how many times you've been scrolling and like looking at the news and like, oh, the world's going to end. And your kid needs time with their dad. And I started to reframe myself like, who can I actually affect? Who is in my sphere of influence? Who needs me right now? As opposed to this lofty kind of thing. I can't do anything about Trump's decisions, right? I can't ring Trump and be like, what are you doing? And very quickly, I'll just add to this. I came home one day, and again, I've been thinking about like world issues and stuff, and there was a hearse parked opposite my house, and the old lady across the road, her husband had died, and I got talking to her. I was like, you know what? 10 days before her husband died, and I didn't know about it. Like, I felt so convicted at that moment. It's like, I'm trying to change the world. And my neighbour who needed me, I wasn't there for. I was like, you're a scummy man. Like, what are you doing? And from there, I've really tried to change my mindset to be like, who's in my local sphere of influence? Who's down my road? And how can I bless them?
Yeah, 100%. And it's even just like little things. So Mavis, our next door but one neighbour, she thinks she's 92. Still active, still driving and stuff. Amazing. Like little old lady, sweet lady.
Hair like mine.
Yeah, little pink, little bob and stuff. She's totally funky. Lovely lady. And I seen her just strolling around Asda. Just strolling around Asda with a big trolley full. I was like, Mavis, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she goes, oh yeah, I'm just doing my shopping. I love you. They're dead friendly. Would never ask for anything. I said, how you getting home? She's like, oh, I'm getting the bus. No, you're not. You are not getting the bus home. I am taking you home. Got all the bags, put them in a boot.
Game changer.
I mean, she would have carried them.
And
I was like, you are not carrying your bags home. Bro. And it's stuff like that that just makes a bit of a difference.
We overlook those things like, oh, you took, well done, you took a... No, that is amazing. And if we're all doing 2 or 3 of those kind of things a day, mate, you're changing the local community.
100%. If everyone just does them little 1% all the time. There was another thing where, so we give clothes to charity now all the time. And in a former version of ourselves, we would just get rid of the clothes. We just bin it, just bin it, get rid of it. Da, da, da. What happened was, when Harry, before Charlie was born, our young one, Harry was 3 and he had a few little friends around for his birthday. And one of the kids came round and these trainers that he had on, which were so scuffed and beat up, and all the other kids had nice little trainers on. And I felt so guilty. Not guilty as in like...
I know what you mean.
There was there was an empathy there where I was like, no little kid should be walking around in beat up shoes like that. So we started giving shoes, socks, underwear, pants to charity for that reason. And that's literally at the end of our road. We could have done that the whole time. So it's literally stuff like that. And I'm a massive Guy Ritchie fan. All his old like Lock, Stock and Snatch and all that back in the day. That's actually how I kind of got into content, because I was kind of like mimicking him. And he was on the Joe Rogan podcast must be about 10 years ago now. And he said in his own words, and he described the whole thing, and he was actually talking about jiu-jitsu as well, ironically. And he said, you've just got to master your own kingdom. Like, what's your, what are the 5 good things you can do for someone today, and just do them things. And if it's carrying on all of these bags, or, a little kid gets a half-decent pair of shoes because, it's stuff like that.
Massive, mate. It's
huge. But you don't think. You get so wrapped up in your day-to-day rigmarole of life. That, and I'm still guilty of it now. I'm not perfect.
We do.
The kids can stress you out, and your missus driving up the wall, you're lying in bed, you're like, fucking hell, when am I gonna, I've got a client that's quit, I need to make that money up. But actually, if you just wind it back, and you can kind of wind it back from, it's funny what you say about the hearse thing, because there's a book called 7 Habits, really famous self-development book, and there's a chapter in the book, and he talks about this, it's like a fake story, but he says, like, imagine waking up one day and you look out your front window and you see a hearse over the road. You see all the funeral cars lined up and you're not really sure what's going on. You're just looking at it going, something's gone on. And you go outside and you're trying to look, everyone in your house is starting to get ready for the funeral. Everyone's putting their suits on and like, what's going on? So you start putting your suit on and you start going to your funeral, and then you get in the cars and you're driving to the funeral, but you're still not sure what's going on. You're still like what's, like, I don't know what I'm going to here. So you get there and you get to the church and it's all your family and it's all your closest friends and all the people who you loved in your life and all the people you've come across and done work with. And so you get in the church, but you're still not sure quite what's going on. And then you're sitting there and you're waiting and you start to realise it's your funeral. This is my own funeral. And the person who's the closest to you is usually your wife or usually your kids or your mum and dad, whoever it is. And they get up and start making a speech about your life. What would you want that person to say in that moment? And you're looking at your own thing. And it's a very reflective thing for me, that. And you live your life in conjunction with what that situation would be.
Yeah.
So when you get to the end of your life and whatever your belief system is, you go into the next place, what do you want that person to say? What do you want that message to be? That's quite a powerful thing, right?
Mate, yeah.
It's a really powerful point.
Sobering question, that.
It's a sobering question. And I always say, did he do good? Did he do genuine amounts of good? And what you say about, like, getting pedos off the street, teaching your kids the right values, are they protecting the right things? Are they living in line with the moral compass? Are they congruent to their thoughts, beliefs and actions? And if that to me goes beyond money, goes beyond the job, it goes beyond everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's a life well lived, I think. A life well lived is not sitting at home eating Wotsits, playing video games, you know, complaining that someone else has got the perfect wife and the perfect family when you're just sitting at home doing absolutely fuck all. But that's just my sort of
living in comfort zone, like that's it. Comfort.
And I think that's why my thoughts, words, and actions changed from being that 25-year-old reprobate to this man who lives in I try to live by a model code. I try to do the right things all the time. I said to you the other day, didn't I? I don't mind clients leaving. I take no offence to it. But one thing they could never say is that I ever done bad by them. I'll always try and do the right thing.
That's massive.
But that's interesting. Next thing I wanted to speak to you about, though, was jits, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So the first question about jits is, why do you always beat me up in jiu-jitsu?
Shall behave. Behave. I was going to ask you the same thing. I was saying to someone yesterday, like, you're like,
why are you such a tough bastard?
We're just like two honey badgers just going at it, mate.
It's so funny. Like, it's such like a weird thing, isn't it? Because you're literally like gorillas in the mist flying at each other. In 1 minute, and the next minute you're like best mate on banter on the side. It's like that to me is the beauty of combat sports. Because you can literally have a tear up with someone. And the next minute you've got the utmost respect for them.
I love it as well because, like, so I help, like, assist the coach, the kids classes. Like, I don't do any of the coaching, but I'll just go around and sort of like tweak stuff. And one of the lads yesterday, one of the young lads, he was rolling with one of the other kids, and he made them tap, and then he stood up and he's like, "Yes." I was like, "No, you don't do that. Like, these are your teammates. So we're within this gym, we're a family, and we're growing and we're developing together." So that when we go to, say, competitions or when we get attacked in the street or whatever happens, you are prepared. So within here, like me and you going at each other, we're actually developing one another, and we're actually teammates, even though we're trying to pop each other's heads off. So that when we go out and we actually have that battle, we're both sharpened. And that's a lovely thought because it means that Trident now is like everyone in that gym is your teammate. So when, say, Jack wins and David wins and Billy wins and Lewis and all that, like, we've had a small part in that. Like, that's wow. Like, I rolled with him the other day and like, and that's an awesome feeling because when they win and when they go on and they achieve whatever they achieve, it's like, we're a part of that journey, and that's a really cool.
100%.
I love that framing of it.
I love it. I couldn't agree more, mate. And I would think it not just that as well. It actually passes on to like other parts of life as well, because I think now, like, I mean, the real image I keep in my head sometimes is like, imagine, remember that story about Duncan Ferguson, the ex-Everton player, where two people like started to beg at his house and he beat the shit out of them both, and his wife was like screaming at him to stop because he thought they were dead. That would literally be me. Like if someone tried to break into our house, and I always have this image of like, as in lying in bed quite peaceful with your missus, and then you hear these little footsteps downstairs, and you're like, right, it's on now.
Get your purple belt on.
But to yeah, go down, right, it's done now. But to the average person, because we're in it all the time, and we love it and we do it, it's like you think it's like this, like everyone does it.
Yeah.
But actually, to the outside world, no one really does it.
Yeah, and like I think there's a responsibility that comes with doing it. So I'll give you an example of it. We were in a cafe in Upton the other day, and in the back of the kitchen, I heard this like ruckus happening, and some bloke was like shouting like effing. So like I'm like, this is my responsibility. Like I train like all the time. This is my responsibility to go and like make sure that everyone's protected. And this like older lady, she's like Spanish speaking. She wasn't very good at English, and I was like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. And she's like, like basically this bloke had come around the back and knocked on the door and was like effing and blinding at her because of the bins. So I've like gone out the back to be like, you don't freaking like do this to an older lady. Like that's unacceptable. But like that's my responsibility because I train. Yeah. So it's not a case of like we all train just so that we're like nails and no one can come near us. Like you actually have an added responsibility. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I love that side of it.
100%. You kind of like get into this like place where it's almost like you're calmer.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
It's like I'm 100% more calm. Yeah. Through doing something that's like very kind of aggressive.
Very much so.
Like that energy expenditure and that like literally just two balls going at it.
Yeah.
It gives you like a sense of calmness, I think, that in any situation, like to the average person, you can't do anything to me now. If I get you to the ground, you can't do anything to me. Now in the gym, there's people that are like absolutely like
17-year-olds who kill you.
Literally like fucking break your legs if you want to. But with that said, to the average person on the street, if I take you down, you've got absolutely nothing up for me. Like nothing. So it's the average like pair of hooligans who might burgle someone's house. If someone knows jiu-jitsu, imagine fucking someone burgling like Harry's house, for example. I mean,
you're done, mate.
You're done. Like
to put
there's nothing and there's literally nothing you can do.
You're done.
Yeah.
I'll put it into context for anyone who's not done jits or anything, right? So I went to a local rugby club at pre-season this year, and I was doing some fitness with them, like military fitness. But one of them was just like I got them in side control, and they had a minute to get their partner off. So I quickly explained like the concepts of side control. I'm not coaching, but. I went right. Who's the biggest lad in this team? Now, obviously, I'm a little midget, like, and I pulled one of their forwards out. I think he said he was 17 or 18 stone. His bench press was 170 kilo, and he's about 6'5". So I was like, right, lie on the floor. I'm going to show you. This could go horribly wrong, or it's legit. So I got him in side control. I was like, right, you've got a minute. Get out underneath me, and I've got the whole team there. And after 30 seconds, he gave up. It's not because I'm stronger. He's miles stronger than me and all those things. But I was like, jits works. Now you've got that, and I'm a purple belt. I'm like, I'm better than most people in the great scheme of things. But then the other day, I rolled with Harry, and Harry's faffing. Harry's the guy who runs our gym. He's faffing around with me. He's toying with me. Like he's talking to other people while we're rolling. Yeah. I'm trying my hardest. He gets me in his side control, pins me. I think. The time before, 7 minutes. This time, he's just messing around with me. 3 minutes. I could not do a thing. He almost put me out, like, knocked me out with his pressure. So you think, I'm doing that to a 17-stone bloke who's got 170 kilo bench press. Harry's doing that to me. Yeah. Like, it's unfathomable, like, how good these top guys are. Do you know what I mean?
I know, it actually pickles my brain a bit when I roll with people like that. How can someone even be at that level?
What can you do if Harry wants to kill me? I can't do anything.
Literally, he would ankle pick you or arm drag you and then you'd be done. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like, that's it. Like, you can't do anything.
But it's beautiful because
I must be 30 kilos heavier than Harry. I must be something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, 30 kilos
Yeah.
heavier. So 3 or 4 stone heavier than him. And he literally holds me like a baby.
Yeah, and you're a machine.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's beautiful because it's so humbling. It's like if you saw Kai and his younger son, if you saw him in the street, he just looks like a kind of normal 17-year-old lad.
Yeah.
And like you'd be like, yeah, well, if anything went, we'll go. And Kyan just bullies me.
Yeah.
He's 17 years old.
I think there's like a compounding effect to it, isn't there? It's like same with any skill, really. I always say the entry to any new skill, entry level to any new skill is being a bit shit at the start.
Yeah, mate,
That's it.
yeah, 100%.
So you look at it and go, I am 4 years in. If I do 3 sessions a week, let's say I do 10 rounds a week, Harry might do 30 rounds a week.
Yeah.
It's 3 to 1 this week, but next week it's 6 to 2.
Wow.
The following week it's 12 to 4,
boom,
and it
boom,
compounds up, so the gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the amount of hours that I would have to do now to even get close to that level,
Probably you couldn't do it in a lifetime.
You couldn't do it in a lifetime. So he's probably done tens of thousands of hours of rounds. I've done 4 years of rounds. He's probably done 20 years of rounds. It's impossible to keep up. And
like the temptation is to be like, oh, I wish I was like Harry. It's like, well, you could have been like Harry if you'd at 20 years old trained 5 times or 6 times a week. You could have been.
Did you always gravitate towards combat sports?
Me, I've always loved fighting. Like as I remember being in primary school, and I had like this little friendship group of 2 or 3 lads, and every lunchtime we're like, lads, should we fight? Yeah. And like one day they came up to me like, we're not playing with you anymore because all you want to do is just fight. And I remember I thought about this the other day, that's why I can bring it to memory so quickly. I remember being there sat at lunchtime one day and I was just like on my own. And it wasn't from a place of like, I want to be hard. It was just like, I loved that scrapping. I had 3 brothers and my dad was like a tough guy.
See, I had 2 sisters and I was a bit the opposite, me. I was a bit more of I wouldn't say I was a fanny or anything back in school, but I definitely didn't gravitate towards, I wasn't combative.
What got you into it then?
I think it was the fear of me not living up to my own expectations, if I'm honest. Oh. Like the kind of man I wanted to be.
That's awesome.
I knew I was going to have to step outside my comfort zone. And I realised that because I started studying something called the feararchy. And there's 5 major human fears. One is God-fearing, which is something I've sort of adapted the concept over the last sort of 10 years. There's like an animalistic thing where you want to avoid getting dismembered by a wild animal or whatever, so you run away or you hunt and stuff like that. So it's like an instinct. There's fight or flight. So if you're in a fight and you know you're going to get beat up, there's like a fear there. Like if you had a full-on jiu-jitsu match with Harry, you might be a bit scared. Yeah. I know I would be. not ashamed to admit that. And then there's like what is it? There's fear of judgment. You're gonna get the piss taken out of it by your mates, or you're gonna, fall flat on your face and it's all gonna go wrong and stuff like that. Like for the podcast, it's fear of like, oh fucking hell, this person's gonna judge me for this or that.
Nah, don't worry about that.
And it's completely shit. And then the other one is fear of not living up to your own expectations, and that can kind of like extrapolate itself over like social media and stuff, where you look at someone who's got like a massive following, like a James Smith of the world, or Chris Williamson or Joe Rogan, and go, do you know what? I'm never going to have a podcast like this, so I'm just not going to do it. Yeah. If I'm not going to reach that level,
what's the point?
And again, it goes back to that like community thing of like, what's in your realm of, if I can make the Wirral a better business economy, everyone in the Wirral gets better because of that.
Yeah.
If I can give someone a platform that didn't have a platform before, if I could put shoes on the feet of a kid who didn't have that opportunity before, if I could help an old lady with her bags, little just daily things, that's what I wanted. And being able to, I'm never going to go out and start fighting. You'll never see me in a pub brawl or anything, or a pissed up fight or anything. But if my kids ever came into fucking contact with a pedo, I'd kill him. Yeah. I'd literally kill him. Yeah. I'd probably go down for murder.
Yeah, rightly so. like you do it, don't you?
Yeah, literally. If like not being, even just having like reasonable debate. Like we talked about schooling before, and we won't get into that here, but if something was getting taught in school that I disagreed with, I can go and have that. Might be a conflicting conversation with someone, or it could be, you know, an awkward conversation. I don't mind having them hard conversations anymore. Whereas before, might not have done that.
Yeah, you just
and that's the kind of thing that I didn't, as a dad especially, I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I started getting more into it when I was 10, 30, I would say, or when I started coming to the crossroads with like PTing and doing this stuff. But definitely when I became a dad, I was like, I need to be the man. And I think I read this thing, it's like midlife crises happen around 37. Are you having a midlife crisis, mate?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Like I said before, like maybe it's a mini one.
No. Do you know what it is? Like, I don't think midlife crises are that. I think it becomes this thing where you're not what you used to be, but you're not quite where you want to be, and you're faced with this question of, right, I'm too young to do all this like really old stuff, and you know, races running all that. But I'm not young enough to keep going out partying and doing coke and getting up to all sorts and living this fucking weird life. And then you're faced with that question of, what kind of person do I want to be for the rest of my life? And I think a lot of the time people don't want to deal with that and end up in like these sort of midlife, what people call them.
Yeah,
midlife
and
crises.
I think like you get to like say your mid-30s and you kind of go, I've played it safe, or I regret, like, you know, I haven't done what I actually set out to do, and then you try and reinvent yourself, but sometimes it can go like terribly wrong, or it just looks desperate or whatever. Whereas if you just, I kind of had that when I was 18, 19, like, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, this is lame. And thankfully that happened quite early for me, and then I haven't really like changed my lifestyle so much since then.
But
really.
I think when you do live in alignment with
like a moral code,
higher purpose, a real belief in a sense of the world, I think good things genuinely happen. But some people don't reach that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm glad that I did, even if it was a bit later on. Anyway, after all that little kerfuffle, Sam, genuinely, mate, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
I love the work you do in all realms, whether it's catching nonsense or
on a Tuesday, and jits on a Wednesday.
Yeah. If you ever see Sam just randomly walking up your streets,
if I'm knocking at your door, if I'm knocking at your door late at night, you've done something wrong.
If you see a samurai hiding behind the wheelie bin,
100%, you better run.
If someone does want to come into contact with yourself, get involved with the work that you do, follow you on socials, whatever, where's the best place to find you?
You can Instagram me, Sam Logan UK or Complete Commando. They're probably the best ways.
Top man. Appreciate your time. Now, we are going to go and beat ourselves up now and do some cool shit in the gym. Thanks so much for your time, mate. This will get published in time. Happy days.
Thank you, bro. Cheers.